Hi, Google Sheet users. Quick question. How much time have you spent fighting with plugins, code, or design tools just to make your spreadsheet look like something worth sharing? Take this. Just rows and columns of plain data. Functional, sure, but nobody's screenshotting this to show off. Now watch what happens when you publish this exact same sheet with GSheetPress. No code, no plugins, no design skills, just a little text you already know how to type right inside the spreadsheet you're already using. Here's the whole idea. In one sentence, there are only two places you'll ever need to type anything special. The first is a column header, and it controls the formatting for the entire column. The opening now leads with a relatable pain point instead of a flat description, which gives viewers a reason to keep watching before you even show the after. Want me to push it even further? Maybe open on the transformed sheet first and then reveal it started as plain data for a bigger wait how moment. The second is a single cell which controls just that one cell. Everything you type stays inside your sheet as normal text. When your table goes live on the web, GSheetPress reads what you typed, applies the formatting, and quietly hides the code so your visitors only ever see the finished result. Let's start with column headers, since these affect a whole column at once. The first thing you can do is highlight cells that pass a rule. Simply add a rule in brackets to your header text, and any cell that matches the rule gets colored automatically. For example, if you have a stock column and you want low inventory to stand out, you can type stock, followed by the rule less than 10, red in brackets. Any value under 10 will turn red. If you have a score column and want high scores to stand out in green, you type score, followed by greater than 50, green. If you want a status column to flag anything marked sold out, you can set that to turn red automatically. You can combine two rules in the same header by separating them with a semicolon, so a temperature column, for instance, could turn red above 30 degrees and blue below 10 degrees all at once. You can use any of these operators: greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, not equal to, and contains. And for colors, you can use simple names like green, red, yellow, orange, blue, and gray, or you can use any hex color code you like. A few small details make this even easier to use. Numbers are read intelligently, so values like $70, 70%, or 1,200 all work correctly. Text rules ignore capitalization. And if a cell matches more than one rule, the first matching rule is the one that wins. The second column header feature is the color scale, which turns any number column into a heat map. Just add the word scale in brackets to your header. For example, a revenue column tagged with scale will automatically shade from red for low values up to green for high values, with a smooth gradient in between. If you'd prefer the opposite effect, you can add the word reverse, so high values show red and low values show green. You're also not limited to red and green. You can choose a blue scale that shades from white to blue, a warm scale that shades from yellow to orange, or a purple scale that shades from white to purple. The fourth column header feature handles time zones automatically, which is incredibly useful if you're running events, matches, or meetings for a global audience. The way it works is simple. You store your times in UTC format inside the sheet, and then you tag the header. For example, a kickoff column tagged with UTC will automatically show each visitor the correct local time based on where they are. A visitor in London will see British Summer Time, while a visitor in Kolkata will see Indian Standard Time, all from the exact same underlying data. And finally, if you ever want to turn off the automatic highlighting that GSheetPress applies by default, which we'll explain in a moment, you can add the words no-highlight to any column header. This stops the automatic lowest and highest badges from appearing on that particular column. You can also use the word plain or no-smart, and either one does exactly the same thing. Now let's move from column headers to single cells, where you can turn the content of just one cell into something visually rich. If you type the word stars followed by a number, such as stars:4.5, that cell becomes a star rating, shown as filled and half-filled stars out of 5. If you type the word bar followed by a percentage, such as bar colon 75, that cell becomes a small progress bar filled to that percentage. If you type the word price followed by an amount, such as price colon $29 per month, that cell becomes a nicely styled price display. And if you type price colon free, it becomes a clean free badge instead. If you simply type the word yes or the word no into a cell, it automatically becomes a green checkmark or a red cross, making approval or status columns easy to scan. You can also turn any cell into a clickable button by typing a link in the format sign up in square brackets, followed immediately by the website address in parentheses. This works for any kind of payment link as well. For example, a Stripe or other payment link will automatically become a Buy Now button with a small lock icon, signaling to visitors that the link is secure. If you're using a Stripe Price ID, you can create a fully built-in checkout button directly inside the table so visitors can purchase without ever leaving your page. Beyond links and buttons, GSheetPress also recognizes media automatically. If you paste a YouTube link into a cell, it becomes a video thumbnail that plays in a pop-up window when clicked. If you paste a Google Maps link, it becomes a pin icon that opens an interactive map in a pop-up. And if you paste a link to an audio file, such as an MP3 or WAV file, it becomes a play button showing the audio's duration. Beyond everything you can manually control, GSheetPress also does several things automatically, without you typing anything at all. It quietly identifies the lowest and highest values in your number columns, such as price or score, and tags them accordingly. And to keep your table looking clean, it limits itself to highlighting only a few columns at a time, so it never looks cluttered. And your table comes ready for visitors right out of the box with a mobile-friendly card layout, built-in search, sorting, pagination, and a sticky header that stays in view as visitors scroll, all enabled automatically with no setup required. Second, after you make a change to a table you've already published, give it a moment and then hard refresh the page. Your published table is cached for speed, so a normal reload might still show you the older version for a short time. And that's really all there is to it. One important thing to remember throughout all of this, your own manual cell colors always take priority. The color scale, the zebra striping, and the automatic smart highlights only ever apply to cells you've left at their default appearance, so anything you've deliberately colored yourself in the sheet stays exactly the way you set it. No code, no design team, no complicated software, just type a few simple words in brackets directly into the spreadsheet you already use every day, and GSheetPress turns it into a fast, beautiful, fully interactive web table automatically. GSheetPress, your spreadsheet always had the data. Now it finally looks the part.